season, and it comes at the Colonial Center in Columbia, South Carolina on SEC's Saturday Night Hoops. We bid you welcome to the home of the Gamecocks, the Colonial Center here in Columbia, South Carolina, as Tennessee and the Gamecocks get set to go head-to-head. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. Bob Rathman bidding you welcome to SEC's Saturday Night Hoops. And for number 8 Tennessee, their winning streak coming into this one stands at 8. And that was after the heroics in Knoxville on Wednesday, provided by Tyler Smith. This late basket gave the Volunteers the hard-earned win over Ole Miss, 85-83, and sets this one up tonight here in Columbia. My partner is Eddie Fogler. And of course, basketball fans all over the country know about Lofton in Tennessee, but they have some other young men doing some special things.
Well, they sure do, Bob. Juwan Smith, first of all, a walk-on. Hard to believe that good a walk-on. Maybe, in my opinion, the best unknown basketball player in the entire country. Gets no love nationally, but every SEC coach knows Juwan Smith. And then Tyler Smith, the transfer from Iowa, all Big Ten as a freshman, in my opinion, is Tennessee's best all-around basketball player. And where does Bruce Pearl go down the stretch of a close game versus Ole Miss? Not to Chris Lofton. 2 key possessions go through Tyler Smith.
The South Carolina Gamecocks come into this one after losing their SEC opener at Vanderbilt. Coach Fogler will give us his keys to the game as the Tennessee Volunteers and the South Carolina Gamecocks meet on SEC's Saturday Night Hoops. Back in Columbia, Eddie Fogler, as we get set for Tennessee and the Gamecocks, the keys to the game.
Well, for Tennessee, Bob, they must control Downey and Frederick, the leading backcourt combination in scoring in the Southeastern Conference. And for South Carolina, the bigs must step up. The bigs have got to produce. Frederick and Downey cannot do it all by themselves.
When we come back, we'll meet tonight's starting lineups and have the opening tip as Tennessee meets South Carolina right after this. Saturday night in Columbia. The Tennessee Volunteers, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Meet tonight's starters for the Vols. The direction of head coach Bruce Pearl, his ball club 13-1 for South Carolina. Dominique Archie, Dwayne Day, the forwards. Mike Holmes in the middle, and Devin Downey and Sam Frederick, the guards. See play. The opening tip to the home team and underway. Here's Downey, matched up with Smith. Now Sam Frederick. Shot clock at 15. And a travel. Good sticky man-to-man for Tennessee.
Excellent, solid man-to-man, as you indicate, Bob. In my opinion, maybe one of the few weaknesses Tennessee has is their half-court man-to-man defense, however.
The Volunteers on the road in the conference. Chisholm for 3, nails it.
Well, and offensively, they can do about it all. There's your 5-man stepping out, shooting threes. Very tough to guard this Tennessee basketball team.
Nice up and under move, but unable to finish was Archie. And the ball belongs to South Carolina. Devin Downey averages just under 19 points a game. And a steal on the wing by Smith. Juwan with the reverse, and it's 5-0 Tennessee.
Well, they lead the nation in stealing the basketball, and it results in easy baskets many, many times for the Volunteers.
Downey goes down, and that's a travel. And already 2 turnovers for the Gamecocks, a team that averages just 10 a game.
Well, and Downey trying to make it happen too quick as we see the easy flush off the easy steal. Great anticipation by Juwan Smith.
And you look at how Tennessee can turn it up defensively. Lofton with the draw and kick, and Chisholm short on this one. The rebound comes to Dwayne Day, and a foul on Tennessee. They don't turn it up here, but these out-of-bounds plays.
Well, that's coming, Bob. They're the best in the country at keeping the ball coming in bounds. They are number 2 in the nation. My mistake in terms of steals.
They get a shot off, but Frederick missing the 3, and Chisholm the rebound.
Not a good shot. Very forced jumper.
And a foul. on the Tyler Smith drive.
My perspective, Bob, where are they weak? They don't have really big weaknesses. They've got everything it takes. However, one area I mentioned before is the half-court defense. Once you get them in their half-court defense, you must show excellent patience. You must try to get the ball inside. They're not a particularly big team. They're not a particularly good shot-blocking team. These last 3 possessions for South Carolina, 2 turnovers and a 4 shot.
Tyler Smith, the 23-year-old Iowa transfer at the line, 70% this year, goes 1 for 2. Chisholm gets the follow, and Tennessee jumps up 8-0.
And here it comes, Bob, the first press of the game. Great pressure on the ball.
And a timeout for South Carolina. This is Tennessee's 4th. They love to throw up the heat to get you to panic on the inbounds play.
Unbelievable pressure on the ball. Deny every inbounds pass. There's size on the ball. Very difficult for the player taking it out of bounds to see, have vision to make the easy pass in. And then they switch all the screens, continue to deny. Incredibly good at it, but they spend a lot of time defending inbounds passes.
As we go through the SEC, we love to bring you the calls of the home team and visiting team radio announcers. Here's Bob Kessling, the voice of the Vols.
Well, only 5'9", but he's very quick with the basketball. Throws it left wing, intercepted Juwan Smith. Smith goes all the way in and slams it with 2 hands. That's a great steal for Juwan out the passing lane.
And there is Robert on the left, the voice of the Volunteers. Well, South Carolina gets it in, and the Gamecocks try to take it to the hoop. It's a 3-point air ball that Chisholm rebounds. And the Volunteers leading 8-0 come the other way. Pull up for Juwan Smith, and it's a 3. 11-0 Volunteers. In the middle, here's Frederick. And he put it on the deck, and Tennessee goes down to get it. Tyler Smith with the steal. Lofton. Here's Howell for 3. And we've got a whistle and a foul on the Volunteers.
This game going all its way, up and down, creating havoc. Very difficult for South Carolina or many other teams as well to assimilate this pace in practice. This is all in Tennessee's favor right now. Nice box out by Dominic Archie.
They have not had a good look yet. Sam Frederick. Here's Downey. Trying to penetrate, but choked off at the foul line. Archie baseline. And a Tennessee rebound that goes to Ramar Smith, who checks in.
And it's 1 and done for the Gamecocks as well, Bob. Struggling on the offensive end, but no offensive boards.
A cut inside, now to the corner. Here's Juwan Smith for 3. It went in, but it hit the shot clock, so it's out of bounds.
A little over 3.5 minutes in. Only Lofton as a starter on the court. This team goes 9 deep. 12 players play over 10 minutes a game. No one playing 30 minutes a game on its entire roster.
South Carolina 0 for 4 with 4 turns. Downey penetrates off the glass and good. The Gamecocks finally break through at 16-18.
Yeah, the little guy squirts through there, but they're not going to win this game with that kind of offensive possession.
J.P. Princeton for Tennessee, number 30. Now they go into Williams, and he is fouled. 2 at the line. He's a 43% free throw shooter. Here comes the heat. South Carolina gets it in. And that usually is the way it operates for Tennessee. Once you get the ball in, they'll back it off a little.
One trap and done for the most part, Bob. It's all about getting it in.
Brandis Rayleigh Ross is just back with the Gamecocks after knee injury. Downey lets it fly. That's a 3-pointer.
In all 7 losses that South Carolina has had, Downey has shot under 50% from the floor.
Boy, what a terrific catch in traffic. Williams has it rejected, keeps it alive, and another opportunity for Tennessee. That's a rejection by Archie, and the Gamecocks are running. Downey out front to Frederick. On the wing, Rayleigh Ross, the three-point threat, the nation's leader in that department. Archie will take a three and make a three.
Well, the power forward stepping out, very difficult to guard. Dominic Archie only had 2 points at Vanderbilt on Wednesday night. He had 4 consecutive games before that in double figures. He needs a good game here for the Gamecocks to have a chance.
J.P. Prince, a deep three, and he bricks it.
And country keeping the ball coming inbounds. They're particularly good at it on made free throws because it's easier to get their press set, and they put size on the ball, all over the ball, making it very difficult to get it inside to see, and they switch everything. And on this possession, they don't trap it, but they could also trap that first pass by.
Now, Eddie, from the South Carolina perspective, what needs to be done to ensure that you get that ball in properly?
To me, getting the ball inbounds quickly is the best way to beat it. Beat the press before it sets up.
Like here.
Well,
I mean, it's amazing. Spending 5-on-4. Downey quickly attacks. Gets into the paint. Scoops it up and in, but no basket. Rayleigh Ross inbounds. Downey floats it up. Tyler Smith high to claim it for Tennessee. On the bounce, Lofton. First shot of the night. Off the mark. And the rebound to Chad Gray.
Nice job there by South Carolina. You want to break the press, shoot a wide open three, get a layup. If you don't get those 2 opportunities, patience in the half court.
Down a nice bounce pass. Good corral underneath by Mulgrew. Tries to go up, but travels. And you can see some of the uneasiness with which South Carolina is playing offensively.
Not overly skilled, and it's their first year going through this kind of situation.
A team that averages 11 turnovers a night. South Carolina has 5. Juwan Smith fouled on his drive. The arc splits the pair and a 6-point volunteer advantage. Sam Frederick has yet to score. He averages 16 a game. Calls his own number here, and it's a blocking foul. 4-12 without a basket. They have added 3 free throws. Lead it 14-10. It was 11-0.
South Carolina in a zone right here. First time in a zone.
Off the bounce, Juwan Smith rims it out. Frederick the rebound. Zam plays it ahead. Near steal, but the Gamecocks do get a shot off by Archie inside. The follow, he's fouled. Putting it down, that is his 4th point tonight. And South Carolina is back within 3. Pretty impressive comeback for the Gamecocks after that 11-0 blitz to start the game. Nice inside move by Ryan Childress.
An excellent pass by Tyler Smith. 6'7", making a play that most point guards don't do a lot.
16-11 Tennessee. Downey, look at the quick move, gets to the hole, missed the shot, tip no, and rebound to Tennessee. Childress. Now it's Tyler Smith on the drive, and the defense evaporated.
And he goes to the left hand as well. No weak side help coming across the lane to take the charge on Smith.
18-11. Devin Downey. Turn inside. Rayleigh Ross rebounded by Juwan Smith. Lofton can't control the bounce that was behind him. And with that, a stoppage. 11:42 left in the first half. SEC Saturday. When you start winning, you start raising expectations. This season, the Tennessee Volunteers are living with a lot in the preseason. Here's Coach Pearl.
Well, I mean, I think this year you should expect us to compete for the championship. Our first year, we were first here, and I don't think you'd expect that, and we did. And then last year, we were very young. You shouldn't have expected it, yet we did. This year, I think our roster is deep. And I think we've got some good senior guards, and I think this year we are picked there, and we should compete for it. Whether or not we will, that's why you play the season.
I think that is such a major key in the college game, having senior guards.
Absolutely, Bob, and I commend Bruce Pearl for telling it like it is. A lot of coaches don't talk about winning championships. They try to play down expectations.
Back iron by Archie. Rebound to Prince. Tennessee pushing that lead back to 7. Jordan Howell backs it out. Now kicks to the wing. Smith open for 3, and he nails it. Tyler Smith now with 6.
Well, inside, outside for Smith. Jordan Howell quietly having an excellent year for Tennessee. Very underlooked and underrated.
Rayleigh Ross, known for that 3-point shot, but Tennessee has defended him extremely well. I've been impressed with the Tennessee man-to-man. That's going to be an offensive foul on Archie. He pushed off.
Nice, easy pass coming up by Jordan Howell. He penetrates and just makes the easy kick on the help, and Tyler Smith can shoot the 3, and also, as we've seen, go inside to score.
Tennessee's 3rd 3-pointer. The Gamecocks have lost Dominique Archie with his 3rd foul. And in the ball game is Efka Benelux. He's guarding Smith. On the bounce, here's Juwan. Prince seizes the opening and lays it in.
Well, the transfer from Arizona, a Memphis native, taking it to the hole. Easy shot off the board.
Near steal. Gamecocks get it back. Fredericks wing 3 rims out.
Defensive end, South Carolina really struggling to get good looks.
Another major spurt by Tennessee, 9 unanswered. They began the game with an 11-0 opening run. Devin Downey. Inside Frederick. First field goal. 23-13. Childress. Bruce Pearl calls the play from the bench. Now Tennessee resets. Shot clock at 13. With 5 on the shot clock. The rebound secured by Dwayne Day and steps out of bounds. Southeast Toyota trivia question tonight. Chris Lofton, 2nd all-time in the SEC in career 3s as Prince takes it to the rack. We'll have the answer for you a little bit later, so you can think that one over for a while. And he hits that free throw. 24-13. Frederick. Lofton with a hand up. And again, Dwayne Day's out of bounds.
Man right in his face. And South Carolina already turning the ball over way too much.
Prince. Spin move. Got it. A beauty from JP. He's got 5. 26-13 Vols. Biggest lead tonight for the visitors. Downing trying to get into that paint but cannot. Manolis backs it out. Good overplay to deny the return pass to Downing. Near steal by Lofton. I mean, Tennessee's man-to-man has been suffocated. Frederick, shot clock at 8. This shot goes for Mulgrew.
Well, that was excellent patience that time by South Carolina, and they get rewarded.
Lofton misses the 3. Williams goes inside the foul as Juwan Smith hits the deck hard. So far, the first 12 minutes, it's been all orange.
And no press that time.
Going for those steals. Downey out near midcourt. Gets around Prince. Prince comes back to block that shot. and gets the rebound. Lofton baseline. Lofton. And that's going to be an offensive foul. The Tennessee Volunteers lead South Carolina 28-15. If you're just joining us tonight, the Volunteers jumped out to an 11-0 lead to begin the ball game. South Carolina has struggled mightily against the Tennessee pressure, shooting just 29% and turning it over an unaccustomed 8 times. Unaccustomed for them, but that's what Tennessee loves to do. They beat the inbounds pressure. Frederick takes it up and gets it fly swatted out of that lane and toward the wing. It nearly went out of bounds. Now the Gamecocks have to reset. The shot clock continues to run down to 20. Vanoulis. Now Downey. Can't free himself from Lofton. Guarded by Prince, who's got that long reach. Shot clock at 7. Downey drives it and scores another tough 2.
Well, excellent move by the little fella. Degree of difficulty is very high, but you cannot continue to make those shots at a high rate.
28-17, Tennessee. Childress. Devin Downey.
And Tennessee rotating Juwan Smith and now Ramar Smith on Downey.
Tip up and in. Give that one to Dwayne Day.
Ole Miss 23 points on Wednesday night on 20 offensive rebounds. Tennessee not a particularly big team. South Carolina needs to get on the offensive boards more.
Prince. Vanoulis boards and the Gamecocks have cut it back to 9. Out of the wing and Day. We've got a whistle.
Evidence as this game moves forward or any other game, their depth is incredible. They don't have a scorer in the top 15 in the league, but they got a nationally ranked basketball team. They don't have a player, as I said, playing 30 minutes a game, but they got a nationally ranked basketball team. Tremendous depth that goes through almost 10 players.
Right draw. You would think they could go a long way in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I think they could get to the Final Four, Bob, and when they're clicking, they are incredibly difficult to play with a style most teams don't see all year.
Jordan Howard. There's a 3 ball. His first 2 for the night. And just like that, Tennessee takes it back to double digits.
That young man, again, is quietly having a great year, bringing a little bit of what Dane Bradshaw brought to Tennessee's team last year. Jordan Howell doing it this year.
And the one guy for Tennessee who has not participated tonight is Chris Lofton. He hasn't scored yet.
And they're up 10 with the ball. Shows you how balanced they are.
Childress. Move the fade away. Rebounded by the Gamecocks, Dwayne Day. Vanoulis for 3.
Well, that's the wide open threes you have to shoot when you beat Tennessee's pressure, but they have to be wide open. Poor transition defense by the Vols.
.40 left, opening hand. Gamecocks have cut it back to 7. And the bounce pass by Juwan Smith is picked off. South Carolina on a 9-3 run and looking for more. Frederick. Got a path. Put it up and out.
Tennessee struggling with Chisholm on the bench. Bruce Pearl comes back. Chisholm with 2 fouls back on the court here with 4 minutes to play. Vols up 6.
Gamecocks without Dominique Archie, sitting with 3 personals. Lofton. Howard. It's no. Rebound Tennessee. Chisholm up and in.
And how about the creativity of Tyler Smith? Offensive rebound goes back up, but is underneath the basket and makes the dish.
Heads up play to put Tennessee up 8. Downey. Of course, his signature is the quickness on the penetration. He's had a hard time getting that going. Frederick barrels his way to the hole and draws the fouls by 8.
They say, don't talk the talk.
Tennessee 33, South Carolina 25, 3:26 remaining in the opening half. Time now for tonight's Esurance upcoming schedules, and we'll first check out what's ahead for Tennessee. And a big week next week, Thursday.
They go over and beat them at Xavier. Great win.
Tennessee 13-1, the one loss to Texas in Newark. And leading this one 33-25. A shooter of his renown and great touch.
4 of 6.
It's an upset when he misses a free throw.
Absolutely. Chisholm still on the court. They struggled without him. Bruce Pearl decides to play his starting center with 2 fouls.
Lofton. Power control. Here's Juwan Smith for 3.
That was a walk-on, Bob.
What a talent. His second 3.
Doing an excellent job defensively as well, guarding Downey, trying to stay in front.
Frederick outside, Downey launching, hitting, 3-pointer for Devin. 36-29. And a loose ball picked up by Downey.
Well, the little guy's got quite a motor and an array of moves.
The Tennessee lead is down to 5. Lofton is open. Off the mark with the 3. Chisholm's got the rebound, and he was undercut as he came down by Dwayne Day.
Well, Devin Downey starting to pick it up, trying to do. Both Frederick and Downey, excellent foul shooters, and they control the ball most of the time.
38-33. Lofton feeds it inside. Nice move to the hole. Going to be 2 free throws coming for Tyler. Downey. Here's Frederick. Under a minute and a half. Shot clock at 13. Zam up and in.
Tough shot. The guards are going one-on-one, one-on-one. In the last 5 or 6 minutes, they've been very good at it. Can they do it the rest of this game? That is the question.
5-point ball game. Tyler Smith, Lofton. Lofton gets a screen. Manulis in a mismatch, and Lofton buries the 3. 43-35. Shot clock is off, and Downey dribbled it off his foot. Tennessee with 2. Lofton had it stripped. Downey was out of bounds. 4/10 of a second, enough for a catch and shoot.
I would switch every screen on the perimeter here if I'm South Carolina and watch the lob.
Bruce Pearl, as he came out and took this game by the throat in the first couple of minutes. Anytime you're on the road in the SEC and you can come out of the gates 11-0, you're doing a lot of things right.
Well, his teams are always wired to be on the road. They are ready to play, and it's so great to have the depth. I mean, if somebody's not with it, well, heck, there's somebody on the bench almost as good, Bob, and that's a great motivator for any coach and any player.
And how good must the practices be when you've got that kind of quality depth?
Well, the practices are great, and that's how you get better is in practice. And how about
4/10 of a second?
South Carolina pressure on the ball. I like this, making the pass in by Williams tough.
Lofton. And the first half is history. Despite the fact that Chris had only one basket in the first half, Tennessee controls everything from the start to the halftime horn. We've reached the break in Columbia. Tennessee 43 and South Carolina 35. College basketball on FSN South is brought to you by Southeast Toyota. Welcome back to Columbia, South Carolina, the Colonial Center. Halftime of SEC Saturday night with Tennessee leading. Let's learn more about head coach Bruce Pearl from this segment of Under the Lights featuring the Tennessee coach.
Tennessee basketball is intense. It's exciting. It's over the top. A little like their coach. Yes, Dave! Throwing the ball! Let's start the second half like we down 10. I'm Bruce Pearl, head basketball coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. It's 36 hours to game time. And I'm taking you under the lights. I'm a good coach. I'm not a great coach. What makes me effective is that my players understand that I expect more from them, and I see something in them that they've never seen in themselves. And I will work tirelessly to bring that out in them. Hey, good morning. I know what you guys are doing here so early. I'm supposed to be the first guy in the office. I try not to have the day before the game day be any different than any other day.
The culture of winning in Knoxville, and you see what Bruce has risen to among active coaches. He's got the third best winning percentage behind Mark Few at Gonzaga and the Tar Heels' Roy Williams. An amazing success story. And his Vols are winning at the half. Halftime here, SEC Saturday night with Tennessee leading South Carolina 43-35. Welcome back to Columbia, everybody. Bob Rathman, Eddie Fogler with you on this SEC Saturday night. And our game is the last game of the day. So let's bring you up to date with what's happened on a very interesting Saturday. Number 8 Tennessee leading South Carolina 43-35. Welcome back, everybody, to halftime here in Columbia, South Carolina. We know this Gamecock team relies so much on its guards, and in that first half, Downey and Frederick had to work for everything they got. A lot of pressure on those two to create offense.
Well, 22 of 35 points by the leading backcourt scoring combo in the Southeastern Conference. The question, Bob, is can they continue to score like that in the second half, and they're still down 8. And it's going to be tough.
An example of what Downey was able to do in that first half of play.
Well, the little Dynamo's got all sorts of creativity. He can drive. Tennessee, it was a matter of a number of people using their depth. Juwan Smith anticipates the pass. Easy dunk for 2. Tyler Smith taking it to the rack for an easy 2. And then the great ball movement here by Tennessee. An excellent passing team. Prince to Howe for the open 3. Tennessee can wear you down with their numbers.
Our Chevy halftime report continues. A Tennessee lead here of 43-35. The turnover story, always a big one when you're talking about the Volunteers. They forced 9. A first half where the Gamecocks never led. The largest Tennessee lead was 13. It started 11-0 Volunteers. South Carolina cut it back to 3, and it's an 8-point spread as we start the second half. A look at the leading scorers in the ball game. Devin Downey with 14. He's been in double figures in every game. He averages just under 19 per contest. And the balanced scoring for the Gamecocks. When you look at this second half, here's the home team, South Carolina, trailing by 8. What adjustments do you think, Eddie, the Gamecocks must make?
Well, I still think, Bob, they've got to get more balance. I don't think Downey and Frederick can carry this team by themselves offensively, and South Carolina win this game. Archie, who's out with 2 fouls, only played 2 minutes. I would look to establish Archie a little bit more and somebody at the low post and with more patience in the half court. I still think that's the way they got to go.
And only a cameo in that first half from Mike Basketball to begin the second half.
Tennessee in what's called a flex, a lot of baseline screens, excellent spacing. Look how far out the Tennessee players catch the basketball, opening up driving lanes.
Shot clock at 11. Chisholm banging, missing. Gamecocks rebound. Here comes Downey. Holmes takes it up and a blocking foul.
Well, there's
Wayne Chisholm picks up his third. And that will send Mike Holmes to the line. Only 6 minutes.
End up fouling out of the basketball game really hurt the Gamecocks.
And that came at 11:57. So a ton of time remaining in that game in Nashville. And Holmes was gone. 43-36. Chisholm rolls to the hole and lays it in. 11 for Wayne.
Excuse me, Bob. What a great bounce pass off the dribble by Tyler Smith.
45-36 Tennessee. Archie. Frederick goes baseline. Good cutoff by Lofton. On the fire. Archie misses the three. Rebound South Carolina. Good battle by Day to get it. Downey for three. Juwan Smith. Now Howell backs it out. Tennessee by 9. Lofton penetrates. Offensive foul.
Particularly of Tyler Smith and Prince. Lofton struggling to kind of find his niche offensively this year.
.20 on the shot clock. Frederick trying to feed it inside. It's a turnover. Volunteers running. And Lofton gets the lay-in.
And Bob, Tyler Smith's the one that makes that play. He reads the pass, he deflects, and they get an easy layup. He gets no credit on the stat sheet, but he made that play.
They spotted his talent last year. 3rd team All Big Ten as a freshman. Oh, look out. Oh, down. Holmes hit hard. Out of all that, comes away with a foul, and 2 tough guys right there. 47-36. Tyler Smith on the feed to Chisholm, and he lays it home. Boy, Tyler Smith can do it all. 49-36. Inside turnaround drops for Archie.
The mismatch, he backs the smaller Vol down for the easy turnaround jump shot.
Chisholm steps into a three. Howell the rebound, uses glass to score. 51-38. Downey pushed before the shot.
He's best all-around player. Check these passes out. Layup, Smith assist. Another easy basket. And he does it quietly, Bobby. You know, he kind of goes along during the game. It's something you don't realize, and you look at his numbers at the end of the game and you go, wow.
Your leading assist man comes out of the 4 spot.
Right.
Holmes angles up and misses. Loose ball picked up by Prince. Vols have numbers the other way. On the lob. Hit the rim. Prince denied. Here come the game. Palmed it. Tennessee ball.
Bruce Pearl really upset on that lob pass. Tennessee on a 3-on-2 break. No foul call. Very upset. And Volunteers really taking care of the ball. And the Gamecocks turning it over, and Volunteers up 8 off of those turnovers.
Prince with the slam. 7 for JP. It's going to be a timeout for South Carolina. The Volunteers gaining momentum with each minute played here in the second half. Lead it big in Columbia.
Tennessee 53, excuse me, South Carolina 38. And let's take a look at Tyler Smith, Bob. You indicate a 4-man making these kind of passes. The ability that he has, first he hits the 3, outside, inside, he can take it to the basket. Left-handed, left side, left-handed, then the bounce pass, left-handed bounce pass. Unbelievable, 50 assists, only 18 turnovers for a power forward, unheard of.
And the great numbers so far tonight with 4 dimes to go with 8 points and 3 boards. And Tennessee comes up with a steal. The lay-in is good by Juwan Smith. What a play. He read that pass perfectly.
Great anticipation off the timeout, Bob, off the out-of-bounds play. Best in America taking advantage of those situations.
Now they get a trap. Downey coming out of there with it. Downey weaving his way through. Missed the shot, and Williams rebounds.
Well,
Tennessee.
that was Smith's defense there.
Now the pump fake. Smith hard bounce inside, and Rashawn had it rejected, but he was fouled. Boy, how frustrating must it be for Dave Odom and the Gamecocks? You call a timeout to regroup. Tennessee's had the big run, and as you pass the ball in, they come up with a steal, and they're off to the races. 55-38 Volunteers. Tennessee up 55-38 earlier in tonight's game. We asked our Southeast Toyota trivia question. And just to refresh your memory, Chris Lofton, second all-time in the leader. Coach Vogler?
Well, it's Pat Bradley who played at Arkansas. Now, I coached against Pat Bradley. He could really shoot it, but I want to ask our audience, be honest, raise your hand if you knew that answer. There are not a lot of hands.
And we can see you out there.
There you go. And there are not a lot of hands going up, I'll tell you that. And he could really shoot the basketball. From Boston, Massachusetts, I believe, migrating down to play basketball at Fayetteville, Arkansas. Bob rotating players in and out, everybody having a good time. It seems to be all about team. There's no I here with this group.
Well, you got to love the balance, and boy, they can flat turn the heat up on these out-of-bounds plays. They get another turnover. The layup is missed. And a foul on Tennessee. This one is going to be charged to J.P. Prince.
That's after the made free throw. It's easier to get your press set up.
They forced 25 5-second calls strictly on out-of-bounds plays. Incredible. Tyler Smith the rebound. Tyler Smith gets tripped. And if he doesn't get tripped, it's a layup.
Smash, it's a dunk.
The foul is on Rayleigh Ross.
Lofton, fatigue starting to set in as Tennessee rotates its deep, deep bench.
Williams gets bumped, and foul is on Chad Gray.
Man defense when they have the ball out of bounds underneath as compared to zone.
Williams. Prince is able to control it. Gets it up. Off the glass and good. Prince, he's got a good feel around that basket.
Excellent. Very, very long. Left-handed makes it a little different for the defense as well.
Gamecocks lead it by 21. A trail by 21, rather. And another near steal. This time it's going to be a foul. And the foul is coming on Ramar Smith. His 59-38 Tennessee. Lofton getting into the act with the overplay. Frederick. Now Downey. And the push by Childress.
2%.
And a foul from behind on Chris Lofton. 2 quick ones. He's got 3 now for the night. Gamecocks rebound. Archie comes out of there with it. Nice ball fake. Tees up Frederick for 3. Nice drive by Smith and a blocking foul. Likes the coaching box restrictions this year.
Well, I know the answer to that. It's a resounding, and I don't know any of the coaches that like it, Bob. As an ex-coach, I don't like it as well. I mean, maybe they ought to just strap us, the coaches down to the chair.
Well, Bones McKinney did it. He had a seat belt.
Remember they had that one couple of years back, you and I can remember? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. To me, it's just trying to protect the average official. Good officials can handle the coaches.
Lamar Smith hitting the free throws to push the lead to 61-38. That ball's out of bounds. And it belongs to South Carolina. Frederick. And I mean, Lamar Smith is in his shirt and gets a hand on it to knock it away. Volunteers come the other way. Juwan Smith up and off. And the foul coming on the Gamecocks. No basket. This one on Dwayne Day. Number 2. This is Jay Smith going to the line. Juwan 1 for 2 tonight. He scored 11. He's their best free throw shooter. Our coverage of SEC's Saturday Night Hoops basketball with their road performance. Brandis Rayleigh Ross in and Dwayne Day out for the Gamecocks.
Bob, here's the press with no one on the ball, but they're double teaming Downey, keeping it from Downey. Now it has to go into a front court player who's not used to being a ball handler.
Manulis gets it over that timeline, looking to get rid of it. Archie. Tough baseline. Turn around with a hand in his face.
Tough shot. Excellent defense by Tyler Smith.
Smith for 3. And we're going to foul on the Volunteers. And I think if it's on Chisholm, it's his 4th. And it is. No free throws coming for the Gamecocks. The front end here.
And South Carolina without a true post player in this game, going very small.
Tyler Smith. Lofton. Out to Juwan. Shot clock at 15. Inside Tyler Smith. Rebound Gamecocks. Archie to midcourt. Oh, I think that may have been a backcourt violation that was missed.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rathburn. You're right on it. Right in front of us.
63-40 Tennessee. Here's Downey on the penetration. Kick out. Manulis for 3. Howell gets to mid-floor. Surveys. Takes his own shot. Hits a 3.
Much like Dane Bradshaw, I think most people thought these guys were not SEC level. I remember thinking Bradshaw was not a good enough player, and people thought that of Howell too, Bob. So far from the truth.
66-40 Tennessee. And we've got a hold on Juwan Smith. Timeout in Columbia. Big Orange, big lead.
It's just pulled in.
Tennessee leading South Carolina 66-40. Time now for our Dodge drive of the game. And with the call, the voice of the Vols, Bob Kesling.
Downey's not a big guy, only 5'9", but he's very quick with the basketball. Throws it left wing, intercepted Juwan Smith. Smith goes all the way in and slams it with two hands.
Thank you, Robert. And it's been that kind of a night for Tennessee. They have dominated this basketball game, Eddie, from the outset. Yes, South Carolina made a little bit of a run early in that first half to cut it back to 3 after 11-0. But it has been all volunteers.
Very confident team, Bob, coming in. The run was made with Downey and Frederick making some pretty tough shots. Again, the question that Coach Odom and his staff have to address: can you count on Downey and Frederick, or can you expect them to carry your team by themselves at this level? Very difficult to do. I don't think so, quite frankly.
From the wing, Dwayne Day. Tipped and controlled by Tennessee and Juwan Smith. The Gamecocks have missed 10 of their 12 second half shots. Tennessee just keeps rolling right along. And when reduced to the half-court game, I've been impressed with their shot selection. They haven't forced but a handful of shots in this one.
I agree, Bob, and they got so many weapons. I mean, there's a dead layup right there.
Prince will shoot a pair. Devin Downey's second. Wilson is going to move up in the rankings. Washington State going down. Vandy falling today. Three-pointer won't go for Benulis. Prince protects it, lays it off, and there on the cleanup is Juwan Smith. 68-40. Just a wipeout here in the second half. This was an 8-point game at halftime. Turning and shooting and hitting Dominique Archie in double figures with 10. Tennessee obviously has taken the crowd right out of this game, and they have from the opening tip.
And at this point, Bob, the Gamecocks don't look like they have much energy or heart left.
Tyler. Oh, J.P. Prince putting it in.
How about that pass? Taking it to the rack. He catches Prince out of the corner of his eye, kind of just lays it up for Prince for the easy layup.
70-42. And we've got a whistle and an offensive foul, I believe, has been called. An illegal screen on Benulis. Long night trying to figure out how best to cope with this Tennessee pressure on the defensive end and get something going offensively. Only 42 points for a team that averages 77.6.
Played so well Wednesday night at Vanderbilt. Coming back home, Bob.
71-42 as we approach the 9-minute mark. And look out from behind. J.P. Prince missed the reverse jam.
Well, Coach Pearl up and clapping, and I would say this: he's done a great job, and he can push all the right buttons. But I had a rule: if this happened, you were going to come see me when I was coaching. You know, dunk it, but it doesn't have to be over the head reverse. Of course, that's why my players didn't like me very much, perhaps.
Nice backdoor cut, and down he lays it.
Well, we see in the second half, the Vols have done a better job containing, again, the highest scoring backcourt in the Southeastern Conference. And as that backcourt goes, so do the Gamecocks.
This one thrown away.
Archie. Lofton couldn't keep it away from Rayleigh Ross. He knew he was behind him. Now Downey sneaks it up and in. 19 for Devon. 71-47. Under 8 to play in the ball game. Smith. Tyler Smith keeps on the line and tips it in. What a nose for the basketball. Downey. Cross court. Here's Rayleigh Ross inside the ring. Lofton triggers the Tennessee running game. Looking in transition. Now they settle into the half-court set.
Rayleigh Ross not shooting the ball as well, coming back from that knee injury, Bob. That certainly has affected South Carolina.
Missed 2 weeks. Back for 9 minutes against Vanderbilt. Tyler Smith trying to lob, but no one else was thinking lob that time.
And Bruce Pearl's eyeballs are rolling back in his head. He's trying to figure out what that was. What a great job Bruce Pearl has done at Tennessee. Outstanding coach, a master motivator, the ability to push the right buttons with each player to get them to perform at the highest level.
Lofton tried the backdoor cut. Tyler Smith, the pass that was intercepted. Downey goes down, gets fouled, and Tyler Smith picks up his second. 6:20 left, second half. Tennessee 73-47. South Carolina trailing Tennessee. Let's check out the Esurance upcoming schedule for the Gamecocks. They go back on the road at Arkansas next week, and then a bit
has opened up. When you talk Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Florida, their first 4 games, arguably 4 of the 5 best teams in the Southeastern Conference. As you and I speak, that might change down the road, but that's an awfully tough beginning, and then they have to go to Rupp. You know, my gosh.
And on the heels of a very tough non-conference schedule. Lofton with 5 tonight, and most nights when your star is not scoring, you're in for a long night, especially on the road.
Well, I would agree, Bob. He's only taken 5 shots, and of course the Smiths have really stepped up here in terms of Tyler and Juwan really playing in double figures today, and Juwan Smith doing a great job defensively out on Downey and Frederick. Chris Lofton's going to figure it out, Bob, before too long. Still trying to adjust, I think, to some new personnel with the Vols.
Every year is different, even if you bring the same guys back.
Absolutely.
Lofton, his lob intended for Williams, broken up. Gamecocks the other way. Frederick had it knocked away. Downey. Boy, he is relentless in his pursuit of the hoop. Juwan missing, but second chance opportunity now for the Volunteers after the Childress offensive rebound. Eddie, when you were coaching and you were gathering the team as school began in September, is that when you got your first indications of how the chemistry was coming together for that particular year?
Well, I don't think so, Bob. Typically, everybody's chemistry is great in September. Everybody had a great summer. You know, I always get a kick out of the football coaches when they do the tour in August. Oh, everybody stayed and lift weights. Everything's great. Everybody's great when it's undefeated. So I think it takes time to figure it out, particularly when you lose, Bob. After losses, can you still keep the same chemistry if you think you have good chemistry? Losing brings out a lot of problems. Or can bring out, problems.
The old line about losing doesn't build character, it reveals it. Childress. Lofton for 3.
Now that's a wide open look that he should make, 80% of the time, Bob, and that wasn't even close. I think Chris Lofton's confidence is down.
And that's interesting for a senior.
Well,
you'd think he'd be, I mean, this kid's over 40% last year.
First team All-American for the season and player of the year. It's shows you how fragile things can be.
Long bomb by Childress. Another Tennessee offensive rebound.
Brian Williams, if Brian Williams has the intangibles, he's going to be a real good player because he's got the skills and the tools.
Lofton, nice bounce pass and a better rejection that time by Archie. Frederick. And a blocking foul. 75-52 Tennessee. Let's look at tonight's Ford edge of your seat moment. And a play on the out of bounds that Tennessee's calls their own.
Well, Bobby tips it to himself, and Tennessee averaging 25 points off of turnovers this year. Already has 20 in this game. And they lead in so many statistics. You can do a Tennessee game and just spout off statistics and go all night long because they rank really high at the top of most SEC categories offensively and defensively.
To the free throw line, Dominic Archie. Archie goes 1 for 2.
Well, I take that back. Lamar's still on the court, Bob.
There's usually at least one Smith on the floor at all times. Prince. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Childress in the lane, kicks to the wing. Three-pointer, good! And a beauty by Josh Tabb. Boy, he nailed that baby. 78-53, falling out of bounds into the bench.
Hadn't been playing much lately.
Tabb has not played in the last 3 games until tonight. Making his presence felt, 78-53. This one off the mark by Muldrow.
I like that possession. Muldrow needs to get more comfortable offensively.
No basket. And we've got a whistle and a foul on Ryan Childress. So the son of the coach gets in. And the Gamecocks have it with 2.5 to play. 78-53.
I'm Dave Odom. I'm looking to get Downey and Frederick out here. No need to have them on the court at this point. Perhaps they sprain an ankle, Bob, and then what do you do?
Downey off the mark with the 3. 2:15 to play.
Disappointing game for South Carolina. I want to take this time to commend Coach Odom on bringing back former South Carolina players to the program. Bob, as a former coach here, I think Dave has done a wonderful job trying to bring back the past history at the University of South Carolina. Melvin Watson, one of my former players, honored here before the game.
Rebound from Muldrow. Of course, Dave getting to that 400-win plateau, and our congratulations to Dave for that. I mean, a veteran guy. He's seen it all. He's had teams go through tough times before and always brings them back.
Well, again, this is a very young basketball team. Its best days are ahead of it, but it's a work in progress.
78-55. Smith had it blocked. Muldrow puts it down, and let's see if Ramar's okay. Boy, he slammed into the stanchion, but none the worse for wear. 1:19 to play. Frederick indeed goes out of the game. The ball will belong to South Carolina. Conrad in for South Carolina. .60 seconds to play. Archie feeds inside, and that's stolen by Ramar Smith. Brandon Conrad defending. Son of the Clemson Hall of Famer, Bobby Conrad. Shot clock down to 7. Prince. Lamar Smith. And a foul on Conrad.
Well, the Vols next game, Bob. Vanderbilt in Knoxville on Thursday. That should be quite a game. Of course, Vanderbilt losing a disappointing double overtime loss today at Kentucky, but that will be one heck of a basketball game.
And how about the state of Tennessee? They have 3 clubs ranked going into today in the top 8 in the country.
Incredible, and it's quite a happening in the Volunteer State. Of course, Memphis with John Calipari undefeated has its toughest part of its schedule already behind it.
Two free throws for Lamar. And Tanner Wild, number 24, comes in for Tennessee. As the Gamecocks, Devin Downey. You talked about his motor and his heart earlier, Eddie, and he's gone the distance tonight with a never say die attitude.
He's a tough little guy who can really play. He's got to get some more help, though, for this team to win some games.
Conrad hoisting it at the buzzer, and the ball game is over. Tennessee comes to Columbia, and they take care of business. Bruce Pearl shakes the hand of Dave Odom. And SEC Saturday night begins with a Tennessee runaway. They win in Columbia by 24. Impressive performance.
Very impressive, Bob. A deep, talented team that has excellent chemistry at this point. And if that continues, the Tennessee Vols can make a real run in the NCAA tournament.
Tennessee now 2-0 in the SEC, 14-1 this season. Again, our final score, Tennessee 80, South Carolina 56. For Eddie Fogler and our entire crew from Columbia, this is Bob Rathman thanking you for joining us from the Colonial Center in Columbia, South Carolina. Good night.
Doesn't have to be hard